So here we are putting in this lower retaining wall. I didn't actually get footage of drilling the holes, but here we are. So we've got that height over here set on this profile, so it's all the same height. So we'll get these lower ones in, I'll get that in, and then run a string line along the bottom. So they're on about a 20mm lean, and then we'll get those two, or once we've got that one in, we'll be able to string line right through across the bottom. So that's what we're doing at the moment. We've got Tom mixing, and I'm about to set this in, but I'm not sure if there's trees in the way, and it could be. Might be real close, but should be able to get it in. So I've got that propped up. Let's just see if it's in line down the bottom and up top. So that's one way to check that. Let's just decide it. Looks like the bottom wants to go over. Anyway, let's just have a look at this. Get rid of that. So that's holding itself up now. It's actually resting on the line, so I have to go move the top over. Have another look. Bloody resting back on that log again. So I got this post in. Looks pretty good. The only thing that's hard to see, so I'm trying to line these posts up. It's got nothing to do with them being plumb, so they are leaning that way a little bit, which is good. So looking at them through the line, it appears this post has a big lump here too. So when I look down on them, make sure it's not pushing that line. It's not too bad. That one's leaning, but gotta remember they get cut off up here too. Oh, right on that line really. So it's not too bad. Okay, just keep an eye on them and just make sure they're plumb this way, which it's not too bad. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Check these ones. This one's going to move a bit, but no, that's not too bad, really. Naturally, the post is going up to the top where the skinnier part is, but that's pretty close. So I think we'll leave it there. Make sure it's not resting on the line. Nope. We'll put that one in, and then we can run a string line from the bottom of that all the way through to there. Then we can pick up the rest of them in between, but after lunch. But fill this one up, and then we'll have lunch, and then we'll go from there. Okay, that one's set. Good to go. We've got 2 posts to go. And then I can start putting the boards on. So that profile is set at the right height, same as that height, and then I can just measure down in increments of 200, because that's what the boards are. Then I'll start laying the bottom ones. It looks like there's probably about 5 boards down, but then I can just work my way up and get to the top. The boards aren't perfect. They vary from like 200 to 205. And I can just plane the top board if it's out quite far. But anyway, get this mixed up and get those two posts in. Get a bit more just to top it off. So at the moment that's 16 to 2, 8 more to put in. Plus one more cement. Tom's here with the boards. We'll let that mix up and we'll be ready to go. Any more exams coming up?
One every credit, little quizzes every week.
Oh yeah.
Gonna be big exams, I think, until another 4 weeks or so.
Oh yeah. Definitely don't want to try and stop that. Oh, Derek's going to the next site. Nice. A little bit slippery getting up there. Right. Right, just wash all this out and then I'll come back and plumb up that post. Good practice just to smooth off the base. Make sure you got a little bit of pitch from the top down, just so water doesn't sit in there. Just like that. Don't have to get too carried away. It's good. Post over to the line. Just keep it away a few mil. That looks pretty good. It's pretty plumb that way too. Yeah, not bad. So we'll leave that one there. And then we've got one more to do. I've already got concrete in the bottom of that. So we'll mix that and get that in the hole. So it's another one bites the dust. this last one in. Don't know if you can hear all the tui in the trees, all the birds. Been quite lucky actually. We've had got a lot to see. Where was I? Oh yeah, the weather. It's been really good lately, and we need it. Get through this work. Stepped in this one. Typical. Okay. Check this for plum. Get it on the line, top and bottom. Probably just want to back it off the line, a couple of mil. And then we can check it for a plum. Works better the other way. Sometimes these posts have big lumps on them and chunks, not like they're straight pieces of wood. So you just have to do what you can do with them. Yeah, that's pretty good. Look at that. We'll just leave it there now. I'll wash the bottom of the post off and get that concrete off so it's not in the way of the boards when they go through. And the next step, getting these boards on. So they're in, that's good. It's all the hard work done. Tamari, so here we are again, just carrying on with the wall, putting our boards in. It's very wet, very slippery, and it was fairly frosty this morning, so we'll get these up today and then look at possibly cutting the posts off. I haven't got my chainsaw here. I've got Cammy's one, but she's a bit blunt and cuts all over the place. But even if I cut them off and then putty them up tomorrow, and then hopefully we can start getting rid of all this rubbish, maybe taking this concrete out of here and start working our way up around the tree and back to the existing stone wall. So yeah, got a big day ahead of us. Make sure we get all this in today, and then we'll look at that over there. In saying that, it's a beautiful day. So probably got weather-wise, weather windows and all. We've got all this week, and next week don't look too flash. Before I screw this off, just trying to keep it parallel off the top, and then maybe the last board I'll rip down. Should only be about 10 mm in it, if that. So the measurement I'm looking for is 592, 591. And we're looking good. 590. That's fine over there. I'll try and screw those down a bit more. So what do we got here? 590, that's fine. It's not like we're doing finishing work here, like cutting scotia and architrave. Right, let's screw this joint in. So usually on the joins I like to put 2 screws in, and then just on the run of the board, just one in the centre. I mean, you got all the back pressure against the post and they ain't going anywhere. Oh. And just one in these ones. Of course I'd put two in if it wasn't pushing it in to the post, because usually, even though the posts are right to the line, top and bottom, you get a little bit of deviation in these posts either way. So when we put the posts in, we try to turn them to a straight side. Perfect. Right, on to the next one without arsing over. Good stuff. Okay, got one more board to put right through the top and we're good to go. I can cut those off later, cut them off in line and then screw back from that face. Looks tidy though, fantastic. Nice. Okay, chuck this other one on top. I might just clean some of that dirt off the back of those posts so it's not holding it out. There might be some little bits of gravel in there and stuff like that, but looks really good. And then we can put our overflow pipe in there with the sock on it and backfill it with pea metal, and then we can slowly bring this up to the right ground level, like an AP20 or something like that, and then we'll be ready to box up the slab for the shed. That's going on in this area. But tomorrow going to get rid of all this stuff. That broken concrete can go back to Cam's house for backfill for the driveway, and we'll get rid of all of this, cutting a nice line along here, and at the bottom of this drive here I want to try and get the retaining wall in here somewhere, so it'll be nice to like finish the boards around here somewhere, and then we can just put back a few stones here and there. So it's a nice look, and it's just going to look like that over there. That'll just work its way up around the tree and connect back into that wall. So that's the plan for tomorrow, once I've got all these boards on, and that'll just tidy everything up. Have a nice clean base to work with when we do the pad for the shed. All of this needs to be excavated yet, so probably need to go down. This is roughly going to be the height, or the finish height of the concrete that leads up to the shed, so this needs to go down about 200 to allow for 100 mil of compaction of AP20. So that bottom board there our concrete's going to be, like I said, it's going to be up about ground level right now, so the concrete will just backfill into that. So when we come to pouring the drive, it's going to go right up to the board and around the posts. It's going to be interesting because it might be better to, I know I talked to Cam about it, but it might be better to have maybe a permanent boxing, and then they can have pebble out from somewhere out from here. So there'd be a boxing line in here, and we could have pebble in there, 20mm pebble. They might want to plant something in there, I'm not sure. Depends on what the client wants though. Otherwise we have to finish all around the posts with the concrete and make it look quite tidy. So that's like pointer material right in behind the post and to the retaining board. But they're all options anyway. Or it might just look cleaner, finishing the concrete in there and be done with it. But the plan is to do the shed foundation, and we've got working drawings for that from an engineer. So that kind of consists of, on the footing around here, I think it's a 300 footing, and they want slab height, I think it was about 230mm from ground level, from good ground level. And then there's a series of augured holes with concrete and steel in it. So I'm not sure, they could go down 2 meters. I think there's about 6 of them through there, just for extra support. It's kind of what engineers are like, you know, they go overboard sometimes. But I mean, up here, this is all virgin ground, hasn't been broken, so you know, nothing's going to go anywhere. But that's the rules we have to play by, Engineer Council. Anyway, I'll get these last boards on. Let's get all this muck off. That's clean, that's pretty clean. I'll come over and take this off because it'll be in the way. I want to put this board out here somewhere. Then we can do a nice tidy cut. And then the other boards will come into it here somewhere. Check these ones. Nope, pretty clean. Awesome. .38, that's our measurement. Yeah. Excuse the little square, but that's all I've got on me at the moment. Unless I go for a walk and get the bigger one. Right. Skill saw. Let's pull this through. These bloody things are so heavy. They've still got the birds in it. It's very wet. Just set the saw to the full depth and cut this one up. Nice. Very heavy. Oh my god. Alright. Here we go. And without falling over, because it's extremely wet, extremely muddy. So here we go. Beautiful. It's good. Let's screw this one on. Get the centre first. One in the bottom. Need some more screws. And get two in this. I actually could have moved that along. I don't like that actually. Not quite happy where it is, so I just want to move it along a little bit. I'll go to the end first and screw that up. I got all the way to here and there was a decent gap there. So let's just put one in here. This helps pull it all in, so that's good. That's better. If there's such a word. One more. That's that one. Okay, last one to go up. Gonna be a tricky one. Whew. I knew that was going to happen. The one cut that's not square. It's always something. Took a good 5 mil off the top. The one cut out of the whole wall. Mate. The reason I'm going to recut that is because it'll be seen. That's great. Okay, here we go. Skelly. Thank you. Let's see how that goes. Please be good. Please be good. I don't want to do this again. Doesn't help that this lens is bloody heavy. Okay, slide. Slide. Put it up. Not quite what I had in mind. Yeah, that's good. That's way better. Okay. Let's get this screwed in. A few more screws. Two, 4, 6. 6 screws. Got a feeling the old battery in the camera's going to go flat if I get this done. Nice. Last one. Perfect. So that's us.